Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You're watching the SCL Racing Network. This is Carlin-Hicks, and we are here for the Brickyard Vintage Invitational. It's the beginning of Indianapolis week 4 of 10 in SCL Season 22. First season over for us here over on Project Cars. First 3 weeks of the 10-week Season 22 has been terrific so far. And this week we've got a whole host of activities. Tonight it's the special exhibition, the Brickyard Vintage Invitational. Tomorrow on Wednesday the 3rd, the Indianapolis 500 time trials at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thursday night, the Freedom 200 Trans Am Series race. Friday is the, of course, the SCL Season 22 Indianapolis 500, which is the 10th running of the event here in Season 22. And over the weekend, we've got Camel GT at Long Beach, and the Winston Cups are right back here on Sunday for the National 300. And not to mention, guys, the Monaco Grand Prix will be kicking off on Sunday, noon Eastern time. Very busy week here in SCL. First season over here on PS4 after all those years on Gran Turismo and PS3. As I said, I'm Carlin-Hicks, and we are looking at the end of qualifying here at the Brickyard Vintage Invitational. They're running the 1970 Lotus 49C. So it's a Formula One car. We're going for a certain power band here. We do run spec racing here in SCL, so all these cars are running the same. Our tech testers gave us what we think is going to be a terrific race tonight in here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. A lot of us looking very much forward to the Indianapolis 500 this week. And you have your chance to qualify for it tomorrow night. Make sure you stop by when you get a chance. Got a whole bunch of cars making pit stops. Let's see if we catch someone on the track here. Twindy. Bit of a track map, give you guys some information. Twindy's in the number 8 car. I believe that all the TOW racing. He, of course, is the defending IndyCar Series champion. Should see him very good in this race. Twindy is a 2-time Indy Lights champion down in the support classes before he came in. He has started doing well in IndyCars. He has 6 career IndyCar wins, 5 of which came in his dominating championship performance last season. But it looks like qualifying is wrapping up. We've only got a few cars on the track, and I believe we're going to see Aram Origins from Benson Speed Equipment take the pole. We've got Cold from JME Motorsports currently in second. Shano from TOW sitting third with a shot at moving up. Hossack from BSE is in fourth. Johnny Benson on the Sunday Cup League account is in fifth. And we'll give you the entire starting lineup here as we roll out. The cars will be rolling out, making a pace lap. Then we let everyone pull into the pits to get their fuel set and tires set how they want. Then we'll roll out under caution and get ready to call the green. This event is a 40-lap, 100 miles, about 160 kilometers. And big week. As I said before, the time trials tomorrow will be broadcasted here on the SCL Racing Network. Alright, we'll take a look at our starting lineup as they're going to get ready to call it, and the screen will switch on me, but I'm going to go ahead and read them off for you. Looks like we have Aram Origins from Benson Speed Equipment on the pole. Cold from JME Motorsports is in second. Shano Kano from TOW Racing starting in third. Hossack from Benson Speed Equipment's fourth. Johnny Benson from BSE is in fifth. Twindy TOW is in starting sixth. Independent driver Grandpa Bubby will start seventh. Sir Race-A-Lot, the recent winner of the Bathurst 300, will start eighth. MPH will start in ninth. Cali Vitals from TOW starts 10th. Colio, the longtime SCL driver, making his first race in about 3 seasons here, will be starting in 11th. Rosta, the independent, will be 12th. Wanma will start 13th. Muttley will start 14th. Keeganator will start 15th. These are all rookie drivers, making, I believe, their major competition debut with the exception of Wanma. And that is your starting lineup. for tonight's Brickyard Vintage Invitational. Got a good mix of veterans and rookies, a whole lot of rookie drivers. Usually we're used to seeing maybe 3 or 4 in a field in an SCL race. Because this is a switch over to PlayStation 4, obviously. We've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the 15 drivers are brand new to the SCL this season. So it's quite a bit like when there was some mix-ups in Champ Car and IndyCar and shuffling back and forth. Very common here. We're got the cars on board like they're making their 3-wide start. I did not get word whether Johnny Benson's going to have them doing the 3-wide start here. We will at the Indianapolis 500 on Friday, I could tell you, but let's take a look at the starters. Anyhow, we've got Aram Origins, as we said, right there on the front row in that blue car. Colds in second, Shano third, Hossack fourth, Johnny Benson fifth in the matching BSE car. Twindies in sixth, Grandpa Bubby seventh, Sir Ray Salad, his teammate, is in eighth, MPH ninth, Callie's in 10th, Cole, we haven't seen him in a while, sitting in 11th, Rasta 12th, Wanma 13, Muttley 14, Keegan in 15. As I was saying about Colio, those of you who are not familiar, Colio raced between about seasons 9 and seasons 19. He's a 3-time Winston Cup champion, 1-time season 18 IndyCar champion, and Indianapolis 500 winner. One of the winningest drivers in league history, second on the Winston Cup wins list. He's up there in IndyCar. He was very dominant in the late model sportsman in the support classes, but won just about everything that could be won before he stepped back from competition after season 19. He's had the last couple seasons off, and really haven't seen him run here yet. I know he no longer has a wheel, and so he's riding on a controller, but it's good to see Cole back. His last season of IndyCar competition, he won the season 18 IndyCar championship and the Indianapolis 500 that season, and then retired after season 19. So we're real glad to see him in the field. I believe they're going to be going 2 wide, rows of 2, as they head down to the start-finish line. I'm the only. Let's see Jim McKay feed macaroni and cheese to a 2-year-old while he's broadcasting a race. Give it a shot there, Mike Joy. But anyway, yeah, we've got them lining. They're going single file here at the beginning because they are going to roll around, make a pit stop, get their strategies and all that set up. But like I said, a fantastic field here for this race. I would love to have been in it, as I certainly will be in the Indianapolis 500. But as I said, we got a full week of racing. National 300 and the Monaco Grand Prix on Sunday, the Laguna Seca Trophy race Saturday, Indianapolis 500 Friday, Freedom 200 Thursday, and the Indy 500 time trials tomorrow. So the Brickyard Vintage Invitational, really just the beginning. Aram Origins here taking the pole, not a surprise, as rookie driver from BSE. He has IndyCar win in the season opener at Daytona in the US 400, came out of the big one at the end, took off for the victory. He's probably listening to me on the broadcast and echoing back to everybody. I know he has a habit of doing that. So Aram, if that's the case and you're hearing me, go ahead and give me a weave like you're warming up your tires. I want to know if you're listening on board. Weave back and forth real quick if you're hearing me. No, I guess he's not. Somebody in the back there spun it. That was MPH. Veteran part-time driver. He's raced a long time ago in a series of random starts. He's always been a part-time driver. Glad to see him back here. Having a little trouble there at the back of the field. But yeah, let's go on board with him real quick and give you a feel for what these cars look like. These old-fashioned 1970 cars, these death traps. This is pretty much the same kind of car that Jochen Rindt was burned in. I believe that was him. And MPH is out of control here, wrecking cars on his way into the pit. So he's having some trouble there, and I bet you are warning him about that. You got to be real careful with these cars. There are no tech aids on these. They have a lot of downforce. They're going to run like an Indy Lights. Like I said, I look for Twindy to be a contender here as a two-time Indy Lights champion. This is very much the real hard marble-like tires with a fairly high downforce car. That has been the history of when we've run Indy Lights as a support series. I'm gonna go ahead and, when I have the map on, I'll give you guys a track map. And we'll come off like that. As I said, they're going to be lining up here. Aram's got cold of my driver on JME Motorsports, who has been an absolute beast. He's been excellent in tech testing, has yet to pick up that first championship points win, but he came very close. He had it in the bag at the Long Beach Trans Am and got wrecked coming out of the last corner by contact between Aram there and Tiernizzle, actually. So it was hard-fought racing, and Cold's going to get himself in the victory lane. He's exactly an SCL kind of driver. Takes his sim racing seriously, drives like a sportsman. He's just everything that you want an SCL driver to be. Takes it seriously, but treats the other drivers with respect. I could say the same thing about Shano there in third on the inside row. Shano Kano from TOW Racing has been a fantastic competitor here in the early part of the season. Still getting a feel for the new setup, new wheel, all that kind of stuff, but I do believe he's going to be a contender. He's already up there in the points in a couple of different series. He's been mainly running IndyCar and Camel GT, I believe. All right, they're getting the one to go signal here, I'm sure. We're taking a look back at the field. Our rookie driver Keegan Nader there coming up to the back. Saw him at the Indianapolis 500 practice, first practice on Sunday. First time we've seen him in SCL, brand new driver. Very glad to have him on board. I had him on track. Got some experience to get, but good looking driver. He looked very solid on the track. And who is, I believe we're having the issues here with Sir Ray Salat. He's had some motor trouble with his connection. Let me get on the chase cam on him and see if I can. He was the winner of the Bathurst 300 on Saturday out there at Mount Panorama in the special exhibition there. Very, very quick driver. Do not know his proficiency at speedways, as we know that is completely different style of racing, so let's have to see how it plays out. All right, it looks like we're going to get the field to start winding in together, bringing it down at take a look at where their speed is. He's at about 80 miles an hour. That sounds about right to what Johnny's going to want them. They're going to call it when the leader hits the start-finish line, and we'll have 40 laps, 100 miles of action here on the SCL Racing Network. The Brickyard Vintage Invitational, one of our special events. Our races, of course, focused around the North American Tour and the International Tour. This is part of our special events division, as it's Indianapolis 500 week, and we're going to have a series of events here in support of that and the Winston Cup race. They are heading down towards the line. We should be getting a green flag this time by. I believe they're getting closer. He's bringing them down to about 80, and we are green. Aram brings him into the first corner. He's got Cold right behind him. Shano in third. Hossack fourth. Twindy's moved up into fifth. Had a couple of cars in the back there scraping up the wall. As we've said before in Indianapolis 500 practice, Indy's a technical track. People don't really realize that, but it is a technical track. It's only 1.5 grooves really through the turns after a gigantic drag strip. What is it, 5/8 of a mile drag strip? So we got a little bounce in there between two of the BSE cars. Move you back here to about the to the back of the pack. Rasta's on his roof. We might be under caution here. No, we're still racing. I believe Rasta lost it on his own. He's still on his roof back there in looks like turn 2. Can't get reset. This is definitely going to be a track issue. Very possible we'll see a yellow flag out here. And I believe that is the case here. We are under caution. They are backing it down. As Rasta probably did not set his reset button like he should have. I can guarantee you in a points race you're going to be buried in that situation and wind up DNFing. But we have these cars squirreling around there as they're trying to sort out what's going on, get everybody back in order. We still do not have Rasta on his roof. He needed to set a reset button. Somebody's trying to bounce him up and get him going. We're going to leave that fiasco alone. I believe Keeganator's probably way out here in front of everybody, or is he? Yeah, he needs to slow it down. He's obviously missing the caution call there. And they are red flagging it right now as they are pulling the cars to a stop, it appears, on the backstretch. They're obviously trying to tell Keeganator that he is way out in front and did not get the caution call. So it tends to happen in exhibitions. You get a lot of rookie drivers making their debut, maybe zoning out a little during the pre-race driver meeting. Keegan stopped on the front stretch. He got the word. So yeah, it's a few hiccups there at the beginning, but I believe we've got everybody up and running. No, we do not. We have Rasta. Looks like Rasta has pulled it into the pits and will DNF this race, as he could not get the car onto his roof. Did not have his reset button programmed in, and them's the brakes, but very, very tough for him. I believe he went over on his own. No caution was called when he ended up on his roof, but he managed to pull it back around there. As you're reading lap 5, that includes the 3 pace laps. I will call it that way, although it's only completing the second lap under competition. I will call it that way as a 43 lap race that's currently on lap 6, just for sake of no confusion. Keegan's getting himself back to the back of the field. Looks like Rasta's going to DNF, unfortunately. Definitely, guys, competitors that are watching either on the live cast or when you're watching the race reviews later on, always make sure you have your pit road speed limiter, your reset button, any type of adjustments you want. If you have enough buttons for it, I highly recommend brake bias, roll bars, assists, ABS, traction control. You can change the high and the low degree of those. It's quite a few of us drivers that'll put on traction control or ABS on a start or a restart right here and then dial it back, you know, once you get off on your own, just so that you can handle the car in the dirty air. The dirty air is the main thing. These things are bathtubs when you take the air off the front and the rear wings, and they're going to slide around. The guys who get the feel for that dirty air, they're the ones who are going to have the best race here today, and the ones that don't. And who is that wrecking into the middle of the field here, as we've got somebody there Grandpa Bubby there having trouble with the car under yellow. We may be going back to green immediately. I don't know that the pits are open and that we did not make a complete lap under yellow. He might in fact be opening the pits. We got 14 cars left in the race. Hopefully Rasta, we can get him up here into the booth. As a matter of fact, I'll wait and see if there's a restart. Looks like there will be a restart this time by, as they're pulling down the front stretch, looking to go as we complete lap 6, taking lap 7, and I believe we are green. Definitely picking up speed here. Move you back into the field to about the 8th place spot where MPH is getting past. There's Sir Racelot. I'm having a little lag issues with him bouncing around. He's definitely had motor trouble. We're going to have to see if he can avoid the black flag. Spewing oil on the track, as we like to say. There's Hossack in the 22. We're going to give you a chase cam on board here with the front group. There goes Sir Racelot inside for 6, but it looks like they're going to try to line it up as we move it to the back. Keegan's falling back a bit. He's pushing like a boat right now. I guarantee you he does not have his controller and or wheel settings correct. He's got it way unsensitive. It's not responding to him, and that's the main reason he's having a problem. I can just about guarantee you. It's Muttley, Grandpa Bubby. There's where the pack begins with Cali, Juan, MPH, Twindy. Got Cole up in the wall. Looks like he's spinning solo down to the inside. Twindy in 7th. Hossack's fighting the wall there as Twindy looks like he's going to come up on the inside and make the pass, and he will. Hossack settling in, and we'll get back to the front battle. Sir Racelot there trying to reel him in. Should be able to. Big wake of draft here at this track. And here's the front 3. We got some banging going on. Trying to get trackside with these guys. We have Twindy reeling them in there on board with Twindy with Johnny Benson in the lead, Shano in 2nd, Cole in 3rd. Twindy's up into the wall himself, and he's going to spin it solo into the infield. That's going to shuffle him back as the front group here. Hossack trying to stay up about 2 seconds back as they're side by side. If he can get a partner with him, he's definitely got an opportunity to reel himself in here. As I said, they are 2 by 2 here. Hossack is on his roof. I'm not sure if there was contact there, but he is, or is that, yeah, that's Johnny Benson on his roof. I believe we have the yellow coming out here. Let me take a look at the speed. And yeah, there must be a yellow out on the track. Must be a yellow out on the track. Well, as we're under caution, I'm going to take a quick break and see if I can get a interview with Rosta, our first DNF. We'll be right back with you. Hey, Rasta. Crank your mic up as far as it will go. Just crank it all the way up. It's the only way they're going to hear you. And I'll go back to the broadcast here momentarily. All right, guys, we are under caution here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Looks like the car is going to make a pit stop here at the end of lap 10 of the 43-lap Brickyard Vintage Invitational. I've got a little fake out there by Aram. Some cars, definitely track position is going to be a key component here in this race. So guys are definitely going to strategize. They've got enough fuel to go the distance. I think that most people will try to stay out. We've got Rosta on board with us here, our first rookie driver. First DNF of the night, ended up on his roof. You want to tell the audience what happened there, Rosta?
I usually don't have a button program for it, and I made a quick change to get it programmed, and it didn't take. I went to hit it, and it shut off my motor, so just kind of stuck there.
Yeah, it sounds like it had you on.
Some tried to flip me over, but it just wasn't happening. These cars, once they're over, they just stay there.
Yeah, that's a tough break. I mean, we saw it on here, and I pretty much assumed right away that something along those lines happened. I was telling the guys there's certain checklist you got to run down because you don't want to be in that position. We've seen that already this season. And
I think I just backed out of it too. Instead of like making split save, I should have double checked it. Always double check. There's a lesson there.
It happens, but we're glad to have you on board. You had a little bit of time. We got cars going around back there. Did you? You got a little bit of time on board and in warm up. What's your impression of the 1970 Lotus 49C?
It's actually really fun. I mean, it hooks up well. You get to concentrate on the line. Yeah, it just goes. And once you get in the draft, you can really kind of hold it there. Just a couple different spots of the bubble. You definitely feel the difference. That's just a really fun car to drive. I love that. I love that thing.
Oh yeah, I'll tell. Chase here, take the restart here on the chase from the back as Colio tries to catch up. I was saying earlier in the broadcast, we've run the Indy Lights Series as a support races for a long time. Colio here, Twindy, they're all former champions in that, and that's very much the feel of these cars. Our Indy Lights Series on GT6 was set up with it's relatively lower powered but high downforce, hard tired, very marbled hard tires on the cars, and very much what these feel like. I believe we might be seeing Sir, as we go green, Sir Race a lot. Okay, he's here at the back. We've got a caution here right off the restart, guys, with a terrible restart, jumping up all over each other. I believe we've got a Muttley in that, Wanma's in that, Keegan's in that, all at the back of the field, but they are back under yellow here at the front as we're just cycling through.
It's time to get used to it. Like I said, they get a lot of power, and I don't know, they kind of get wavy, so they're running next to each other. Catch wheels, it gets ugly quick.
And we are under yellow here once again here on lap 12. Aram Origins, the pole sitter, still out in front, letting it cycle through the views for you. As yeah, very fun cars. I ran Indy Lights for a long time. Was always better at IndyCar myself, but some guys were real aces. Will jump on board here with Twindy. Twindy, two-time Indy Lights champion, was definitely used that to springboard him to stardom in the IndyCar Series. As we said, he won 5 races in the IndyCar Championship last season. About the only thing he didn't win was the Indianapolis 500, which D.W. McFreak got. I believe they're going to be lining up here for the start. We look like we've lost another driver. Trying to get an identification here of who that is. We got Sir Race a lot back there. Keegan, Juan, Cold. Grandpa's up front. You got a eyeball there on who we've lost, Rasta?
I'm working on it as we speak. If I can see it going.
Muttley, I believe it's Muttley is the car that is out. I believe he might have got discoed. Looks like a DNF, motor trouble. Brings us down to 13 cars as we're on board here with Sir Race-A-Lot. Winner at the Bathurst 300 last week at in the V8 Supercars. He'll be catching up to the back of the field, and it looks like we will be going green this time by. I'll go ahead and do a restart here from the chase cam with him. Let's see if he can do the do it smart, and there he goes. He's slowing it down. As I said, I think a few guys I've seen already, I believe they have their steering and speed sensitivity on their wheel or controller wrong. If you're pushing real bad with these cars, I guarantee you that's what it is. I'm not going to give you my numbers, folks, but very high steering sensitivity and a low speed sensitivity is how you get the speedway cars hooked up when they're spec. All right, Sir Race-A-Lot needs to close it in here, as it looks like they're going to be about to go green. He needs to close it in a lot closer before the line if he's going to wind up getting a jump. I believe they're green. He's going to be right there. He's pushing a black flag being that far back, but he's trying not to pile on top of people. You can understand that. Somebody's around on their own. I believe that's Wanma. Nope. That's Keegan. No, Johnny Benson. Johnny Benson went around. Not sure if there's a call out on the track.
Oh, that's a big one. There is a caution now.
All right, I believe we've got a caution out.
Yeah, a couple of them ended up on the roof.
These guys are not showing a whole lot of patience early on. They're gunning it into the corner, and as I've said we've said a million times in the practice sessions, you know, when you're in traffic, it's not a full throttle track. You know, you have to get off the throttle and get your nose set. That dirty air is going to get you, and we're just seeing a lack of patience here on some guys, and then other guys getting caught up in it. As we see Colio getting it running there from the back, probably piling on top of it after whatever happens in front of him. So we're going to have to see if we can get a little more patience out of the drivers, and they'll haul green for the final 28 laps here. I believe we will break out. I think you saw it there early. Indianapolis is usually a track where, it's like we predicted for the 500, a very good chance that we'll see, you know, a handful of cautions early, and then the race will string out. And once the race strings out, it's you know, there's going to be a front pack that takes advantage of it and pulls away. But the key here, we've run here so many times, and I've personally, and I'm not the only one by far, but personally I've won races here where I sat on the pole and led every lap. And the key to that was you sat there with the car in second or third at the start and said, you know, all right, fellas, here's, you know, let's get in line and go. And while everybody's shuffling around back there making moves, trying to get positions, you know, you're drafting together and taking off out front. You know, would always tell that front group of 4 or 5 cars I get with, look, we can race each other at the end for these final positions, but I'm fine with guaranteeing myself a top 5 no matter what happens. Let's just be patient. And I think the smart drivers here will wind up doing that. So we got Colio coming up here under the thing. I'm wondering if they're going to open the pits. Did they complete any laps? I'm not really sure. You have to complete at least 1 lap under green before we'll open the pits on a caution. If it's right back on a restart, there's no...
Yeah, I don't think they did, so I think they're going.
Yeah, I believe so too. I'm going to get back up here to the front with Aram on board as he's bringing him down. We'll see if he's getting the green flag. It looks like he is. Green, 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 green. Get back on the trackside camera here. Aram leads him. He's got Shano right behind him. Hossack's teammates in third. MPH way up in fourth, and Cold from JME's in fifth. Aram won the US 400 in the season opener at Daytona in the IndyCar Series. Came through he ran up near the front most of the race, and then came through the big accident at the end that was able to get him a very big win. The US 400 is one of our majors, and that's a big place to get your first career win. So he's sitting pretty good, about 16 points back at the moment in the IndyCar Series. Got the front 3 here pulling out. Give you a little of our hints as to how the color man works here in the booth, Rasta. Like if I'm talking about the fact that I'm here at the front, you keep your eyes somewhere in the back. When something comes up that I need to switch to, you just call it out, and we'll.
Kind of a close situation to develop, but it fizzed away quickly. So I'm gonna say something. In fact, we got 3 wide. Yeah, they smacked into each other, so it's gonna be a caution, I think. Yeah, that's the caution.
3 more down in the back there. I see Keegan.
3 wide.
I see Keegan rolling slow. Yeah, that's not going to work. You're going to try to go 3 wide.
Oh, geez, they just have such big tires and they're way out there. It's hard to keep them out of the other guy's tire.
Well, it's just here at Indianapolis, as we've, you know, those of us who've run here for a long time have said for a while that it's 1.5 grooves to the corners. Yeah, it's, you know, 8 cars wide down the back stretch and the front stretch, but you have to funnel down when you get into that corner, or it's just not going to work. I mean, there's only a groove and a half, and you know, even if a guy if he's up in that high groove right there, if you're looking at the track here with the you know, in the where the rubber's laid down, you know, he can't go any further up than that. So you can't, you know, if you get inside of him there, you're going to have a whole lot of trouble, as we're seeing Keegan rolling around there on the front stretch.
Yeah, definitely. Some of them getting too far up there. There's some good racing starting to develop, though. I think they had a couple laps going.
I mean, this is kind of normal. This is kind of normal in a special event like this. It's a car that nobody's driven before. You got a whole field of drivers, even the veterans, have never been in it before practice or testing for it. You know, it's not something that we run week in and week out, and we have tons of tech data stockpiled on everything about the car and what it does at each track. So it's, you know, it's not uncommon to see a race like this have a little trouble in the beginning. There's, as we said, there's always a lot of rookies in the field trying to make their debut, and it's, you know, it's a pretty common thing. But we'll hope to see these guys shake it off as we see Juan and Keegan catching back up. I believe Hossack came out in the lead here. I believe Hossack wound up in the lead, Ahrams in second. That's really key, I think. If you're in the top 4, 5, 6, you're real smart on a restart, you can pull away from the rest of the group, and you'll eventually get some green flag runs, because this is a type of track where people can take them. Well, once you get a little separation, people will take themselves out without causing a yellow, and so things will keep going. I believe we're going green this time. I hear some motors.
Yeah, if you can stay safe and, you know, protect the car, you'll move to the front.
That's been the key all this, you know, all these seasons. All of us who ran Motegi in the day, and we've run Indianapolis for, I believe the first race at Indianapolis was in season 8 or 9. It's been, you know, a long time we've been running various cars here, and like I said, the guys who get it understand that you have to be quick on the exit turns. You don't have to be, you know, it's not so much 1 and 3, it's 2 and 4. You got to be quick coming off so that you got speed down the straightaway.
Had a couple come off in the back straight, like MPH and Keegan.
Looks like we got more contact back there. Got Colio running a sign off of him underneath his board there. He obviously got caught up with it. Take a look at the front of the, about our 6th caution of the day here. I believe we do. They're definitely slowing down. So
there's a couple of them involved in it.
I'm gonna get on.
Through the pack, I think the pits will be open on this one.
I believe so, and I think you'll see some guys. I mean, I don't know if I would. I would just want to keep adding heat to these, you know, these tires. That in my opinion, we were talking about it in one of the Inside SCL Racing Studio shows. In my opinion, that was one of the great things that SMS has done with this game, is that the cars, when you driving in a vintage car like this, I mean, it's totally accurate to vintage. It has the same gigantic, super dangerous fuel cells in them. It has the same vintage tires that, you know, that's what's happening here. These guys are used to modern day racing tires, and they're, you know, you see there's treads on those if you're looking on board with us. These are not racing slicks. You cannot go into the corner and just fling it. And that's what we're seeing. You know, the trick is to breathe the throttle a little right on entry, so that you can be hammering the throttle coming off the corner. I guarantee you that part of our trouble is we're seeing guys that's not what they're doing. They're going full throttle, they're pushing up towards the wall, getting off it too fast, losing the back end and spinning it. And they're probably sitting there in the room, or at least in their head, cursing the car and complaining about the car, when in reality it's the guy sitting in the cockpit. You know, he's not taking the corner correctly. He's overdriving it like it's a modern day formula car. We got a restart here. We got Juan went way inside on somebody. He went around. I'm not sure if they're going to call that based on contact. It's quite possible. He came way off his line, so whoever was underneath him had nowhere to go. did not hold his line, and I believe that's why he got caught out there. Got to keep it straight. We got Keegan in the wall again, I believe. As the field starts to sort out, we're going to run on the chase cam here to give you guys a little overview. Colio running in 10th, trying to make a move here on Grandpa Bubby. We got a couple cars bouncing around. I'm not sure if that's not Sir Race-A-Lot, Rasta. If you get on board with him for a while, I believe he's having an oil leak. I think he's bouncing. He's bouncing all over the track, and I imagine the black flag is in the flagman's right hand right now, underneath the stand, because I can guarantee as the race goes on, JB won't let him stay in the race like that.
Yeah, it was getting pretty bad at times, but hopefully this moves to Mike and it levels out, because he's running really well.
Callie and Cole trying to hook up here and run their way down. We'll get back up here towards the front. See, they're starting to spread out a little bit here. There's Twindy running in 4th. We're on board with him. Hossack still in the lead. Cole's in 2nd. Aram's in 3rd. Twindy coming up behind him. He's got Johnny Benson not far back. Sir Race-A-Lot's giving Johnny some draft. Those two will probably move up, especially as these guys start dicing around there. This kind of string out right there where Colio and Callie is. Oh yeah, Coley and Callie can gain. That's the perfect distance here. It's very different from our days on GT6 where you got right up underneath somebody and just, pushed them to get the draft. You want to be about 2 or 3 car lengths back and just running the same speed and then leapfrog it when you have to. It looks like Twindy moving to the inside there for 3rd as Johnny fights the car a little bit. Does the smart thing, gets off the throttle. That's going to get Sir Race-A-Lot on top of him, however, to the inside. See if we can get a trackside view of this. Oh yeah, they're starting to groove out. Those are, Hossack was a Daytona 500 champion this season. Aram, US 400 champion. Those guys know how to get around, so they're going to start. I believe they're realizing all we got to do is get away from the back markers, get them alone, so that when they make mistakes, it's not going to slow the race down, and we can pull away and race for it later. So it looks like that top 6 has definitely moved out to a spot. Shano's a little bit behind them, about 3 seconds. Cold and Callie 6 and 7 seconds. They are by no means out of it, though. You can definitely, especially when this front group starts to decide they're going to dice. And we got somebody up on their roof, got a big wreck in turn 1. Big.
The people involved.
See if we can get a. One of them is Grandpa Bubby. We've got the rest of them are rolling. One of them is Grandpa Bubby on his roof. Is that Twindy front? I'm not sure. He is still at speed, so I'm not sure if we have a call there yet. Does not appear to be yellow on the track as of yet.
Yeah, there's the line, so.
He might.
They're slowing down.
Yeah, he's grooving down, so it obviously is a caution. We're getting major issues there. Rosta, if you would, so I don't have to interrupt the broadcast, shoot him a real quick message to SCL, Johnny Benson on SCL, and just say, "Sir, lagging badly," so he can see it in the corner. I think that might be why he's pulling to the inside. He's definitely having some mechanic. He might already be making that call as we see the field on board with Wanma here catching up to the field under yellow. We've got 25 in the book out of the 43, so this little sprint race is moving right along despite the fact that we've had about 7 cautions. It's definitely been a wreck fest. Haven't got out and running. The final 5, of course, will be green to the finish, and I think we've definitely seen some of the rookie drivers have come in a little over their heads. That's not a diss by any means onto those drivers. It's been the history of the SCL. We run such a specific kind of racing and have our own rules packages and ways of running things that no matter how much experience you have, it takes time to get accustomed to these. And I think we've seen a few people experience that here in this race. Wanma appears to be, can't tell if he's a lap down. He might, in fact, be a lap down. I believe they called a green right there, so it looks like we're back underway. As Twindy leads him back, he's got Aram challenging him on the outside. That's going to be a good on-board battle if I can learn how to operate this damn thing. We cycle back through the field. They're starting to line up single file here, which is a smart thing to do. As we see Johnny on board with Johnny in third. He's got Shano coming up behind him. Hossack's right behind them. Callie's back in it, getting a little bit out of the groove, losing a position to Cold. Looks like Cole is going to lose the 5th spot here to Cold as he got up into the wall. Stay on board here with Cold as we got Rasta in the back of the field. Twindy hanging on. Twindy's very, very good at picking his line here in Indianapolis. He'll come off, make you think he's taking the wide line, go down to the bottom. Not really blocking you so much as making you guess as to what he's thinking. But as of right now, it looks like Aram's coming up on the inside of him. Oh, we got around. Somebody's going around. Can't quite see yet who that was. That was Cold in Colio in a red car. I'm not sure if that was Solo. Looks like they're still under green.
I was watching from Sir Rachel Watson. It looked like it was Solo. Looks like he may have his lag issue under control.
Now hopefully they plugged that oil leak and he's looking fine as Johnny Benson comes up here on the outside to take the lead. Goes past Aram and Twindy. Johnny, not known as an open wheel driver. He's been a stock car driver. He was the SCL Season 7 Winston Cup Series champion way back in the day. He's also won Support Series titles in Grand National and Late Model, but he's always been a stock car driver. I believe he's only made about 2 starts in the Indianapolis 500, and maybe if Johnny has more than 8 or 9 career starts total in the Indy cars, I would be surprised, and a couple of those are Indianapolis. He's definitely a more of a stock car driver, but it's good to see him out here. He's going to be in the broadcast booth for the 500, so I know he's not running that. We got more contact on the outside there. Looked like Hossack got into it with somebody. Hossack and Johnny, maybe? These guys are struggling in traffic with each other. That's definitely the case. I'm going to get back onto the chase cam here for you guys. Top 5 is all within 1.1 seconds. There's Hossack trying to catch back up. We got Shano moving in as Twindy, Aram, Sir Racelot, and Cold. Cold just steadily moving up. He's an excellent driver. Cold is a very patient. He has some of those, for those of you veterans, he has some of those Kips-like qualities on the track. Knows when to push it, when to hold it back. I believe they're slowing down here. Looks like a yellow flag situation to me. No, he's on full throttle. Shano might just be losing ground. All right, we're on board with Sir Racelot as he's in the top 4. Twindy's out in front. Aram, Cold.
Definitely still racing. They're racing tight.
Well, like I said, Twindy's just one of those. He understands this race. He understands how you run. He sees he's gonna fake him, make him look like he's going to the inside. Now Twindy's gonna say, "All right, let him go. All I got to do is stay in this little group." There's 15 laps or 13 laps to go at the line. He does not need that little bump from Sir Racelot, getting him way too close to a car here in the corner. I know Twindy's not going to appreciate that too much. Get back on board with Twindy. As he's fighting it, he's going to let him go by and then line him up and probably give him a little bit of the business going back into the corner. No matter how, Sir Racelot is an excellent road racer. Already won the Bathurst 300, but the Speedway guys, the guys with a lot of experience in Winston Cup. Twindy's a 2-time Daytona 500 champion, former IndyCar champion, the reigning IndyCar champion, in fact. they know it's a whole new ball game, and I guarantee you he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. He sees a guy go in that hard, he's thinking to himself, I know exactly where to get him when the time comes. And just like me, whenever I race a Camel GT race, I got to work to get the finishes that I do. Come out here and it's a lot more, comes naturally to me. It's probably exact opposite for some guys. As we see Sir Race a lot going to the inside. Twindy's going down to the pit wall, on the shine wall, making one of the classic Twindy moves. He's going to try to go 3 wide here. And you know what? A lot of people would say, why are you going 3 wide? But look where he ended up. Twindy knew exactly what he was doing.
Exactly where to set it up.
Yeah.
He set it up from the back and picked up momentum and carried it all the way. Yeah, I was watching that one. That's what I'm talking about. It was a beautiful move there. Yeah,
Twindy knows his stuff.
Really well.
Yeah, Twindy knows his stuff. He knows how to do that. Like I said, last season in IndyCar, he took a couple of seasons where he had won, I believe, back-to-back Indy Lights championships, in fact. And after winning back-to-back Indy Lights, he had one win earlier, a couple seasons earlier, and then last season he came out and won 5 of 8 races and took the title. He was excellent. I think everybody had me penciled in as the preseason pick in IndyCar, and I actually snapped a 7 straight season streak with at least one IndyCar win. And last season it was all Twindy. I mean, he had the strategy right, the speed right, and like we were saying in the other day in one of our other broadcasts, that championship luck. As I see Sir Race a lot still spewing some oil, he definitely caused contact there with that. We must be seeing a flag coming out here soon, as we got somebody scraping along the wall. I'm not sure if that's Keegan. Yeah, it's Keegan running on the wall trying to stay away from the main traffic. Sir Race a lot's definitely spewing oil there, but yeah, that championship luck. When you have a championship season, and I can relate myself winning the Winston Cup last season. I ran fast. I've always been quick in those cars, but last season everything was right. Everything lined up. When things went wrong, I could recover from it. That kind of thing. That's what it takes, and that's what Twindy had, and he did a fantastic job. It looks like Hossack took some contact into the wall. I'm not sure if we are under yellow here. Looks like we're still under green. It must have been wall scrapes are not really going to get you a yellow. So that's the gap there. Sir Race-A-Lot's 2.7 seconds back. We've still got some races for position in the back. Callie's here trying to run down Johnny Benson. Shano and MPH were on top of each other. Looks like MPH lost it. Not sure if that's an incident, as we're up to about 10 to go now at this point. But there's the field fighting for position. These are the contenders. Sir Race-A-Lot trying to run them down, but these are the top 3. Cold from JME, Twindy from TOW, Aram from BSE, each one of the 3 major teams represented up here running in the top 3. And before Aram getting a little close there to Twindy, as he's trying to set up his move. Quit banging stuff, dude. Crew chief over here making noise. Twindy with the most... Yeah, Twindy with the most experience here among these drivers at running these kind of races, but Cold and Aram have both had success this season as Aram goes to the inside.
Yeah. They've run side by side pretty well with that car. That car, it's a sketchy car, so.
They're the ones who are proven right now that they can do it in traffic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are the ones who have shown that. There's guys behind them that obviously it wasn't their mistake that put them back, so maybe it wasn't their problem in traffic, but the proof's in the pudding. These are the 3 that are up here right now. I believe Twindy, looking at his tires, I don't think tire heat is a factor. As a matter of fact, you probably want to cook these things about as much as you can. But I think he's setting back here and just trying to set him up. At the line, he's got 7 to go. I believe he's going to be trying to set him up. Aram has been having some trouble with... Aram's going in deeper, and so he's pushing right there, as you see, coming off the corner. I think Twindy sees that and realizes... Yeah, I believe that's Keegan going around again. Yeah. Field spread out a bit behind these guys with Sir Race-A-Lot holding 4th and Hossack holding up the top 5. But I believe Twindy's trying to set them up as Cold's out in front now. Go back to track side for a little bit of a view as you can see him here. Give you a little, let it cycle through a little here for you. They are coming up on lap traffic, cars that have been around soloed, most definitely. They've got 6 to go at the line. Lap 39, 5 to go will be the green to the finish. So they're getting very, very close to the final call of this one. It could be who doesn't make a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the zigzagging they're going to have to do going through the lap traffic. Like here's a good example. Made it through that one a while.
We're running into traffic there. Is that Wanma? Yeah, I believe that's Juan that they're with there. Getting out of the way. Hossack back in 4th. Looks like he's comfortably in that position. We do have a battle to get the top 5 as Shano here is trying to chase down Sir Race-A-Lot for a 5th place finish. Back up here to the front on the chase cam, which I will get down to at the beginning. They're coming out of turn 4 at the moment. And I believe they're getting the green to the finish, or they should be here. 5 to go, so it should be green to the finish, no more yellows. And got Cold in 1st, Aram in 2nd, Twindy in 3rd here at the Brickyard Vintage Invitational. Cold's been looking for that first win, points or otherwise. He's been knocking on the door, and he has had some real hard battles with Aram all season. Aram's gotten into him a couple times, so I know he really wants to win this race. But these all 3 are clean drivers. You know, they're going to race hard and do what they can to try to win it. Twindy, they're swinging that thing through the corner. That is the best race for position on the track, is right here at the front.
He's setting up. He's in the place he wants to be at the time he wants to be there.
Yeah, Twindy knows what he's doing here. It's going to traffic's going to come into play. I think his experience here. Cold there, holding it down to the inside. He's got Aram beside him. They are side by side. Aram is up out of the groove. He's going to have to get off the throttle there, or he's going to catch the wall just barely. He owes a lot right there to Cold for giving him all the room in the world. Cold could have pinched about another half a car width, and Aram would have been in trouble. But yeah,
he saw that one happen earlier.
Yeah, they both played that one well, but they're stuck side by side, and Twindy's just waiting to see what's going to happen. What he's going to try to do is get the groove, get the momentum here on whoever makes a mistake, and use that momentum. Was we got a car going around in turn 4 there, out of the groove, out of action. Should be no problem. At the line, we got 3 to go. Aram leads it at the line on the outside. I can guarantee you these guys are setting that up and taking a look at that. 1.4 seconds between 5th and 6th is the other major battle for position. 11th, we'll jump real quick to 11th and 10th, who are battling for a top 10. Grandpa Bubby and MPH, and that's definitely something that in the championship races you want to get in the top 10, because that locks you in. You know, being top 10 in points locks you in to the races, so every point counts. But this is an exhibition, and they're going for the win up here at the front. They got 2 at the line. Cold holding the inside groove, pulls out in front of Aram right there. Excellent slide job. I think Twindy's waiting to see, but these guys are not opening up for him too much. These are not, as we said, you're not your regular rookies in front of them. These guys, this is a brand new season on brand new equipment, and I think Twindy's taking a look here. Cold's using the track, not blocking, but
he's saving it.
Yeah, not blocking, but he's, you know, making sure that his wing is as wide as it possibly can be. But Cold's leading there. They are coming up on a rash of lap traffic. We are coming to the white flag lap here at the Brickyard Vintage Invitational. Who plays the traffic here? Now, you know the blue flag is out. The blue flag's being waved furiously to these guys, but they are probably racing for their own position. That one gets out of the way cleanly. Let's see if Twindy can get through. He does. Does the best job he can there. These guys are... Oh, yeah, these guys are running their own race, too, so you got to be careful with them. But we are coming to the white flag. Aram is actually in the lead now. I believe Cold got caught up in traffic here. We got that car going to the outside. Twindy's going to try to get as much momentum as he possibly can here. He's coming up on Colio. Colio's going to give him the room, and he does. Aram's got the lead. Cold's going to set him up. Yeah, it's going to be very close. It looks like Cold's going to try to set him up here. We'll have to
have a really good build on him.
He's got.
They're going to have the track position. They're going to have.
Oh, I believe Cold just caught the wall. Twindy just caught the wall. No, Aram did not. I believe he's going to have the. He's going to have the edge here. I believe Twindy's out of it. Here comes Cold. He's not going to have enough time. It looks like it's going to be Aram. Yes, we have Aram across the line first with the win. Cold comes in second. Twindy crosses in third. Hossack is all by himself here coming down into turn 4 and should be complete in the race. We do have a race for position right here. Shano trying to get that top 5 off of Sir Race-A-Lot. They are right on top of each other. Shano's got the better run off the corner, but I do not know if he's going to get enough drafting. Let's see if Sir Race-A-Lot races him clean here as he comes to the line. Just not enough time. Just not enough time to get him. Shane did everything right there. Didn't quite have enough. Looks like MPH is rolling it around. He's trying to hang on over Cali for the 8th spot. MPH a little unstable there in the car. He is going to bring it home in 8th and appear to deliberately run into the car in front of him. But either way, you got it done. There's your
really good race up front. That was yeah, that was really good. And a couple close ones at the back as well. Took a little bit for them to get the race or the car underneath them, but yeah, it turned into a pretty good race.
Oh, absolutely. And to run through the final order here, we've got Aram Origins taking the win. Cold for JME coming in second. Twindy, solid podium finish. He's been looking to get his finishes up, and he did today, finishing third. Hossack comes in 4th, and Sir Race-A-Lot rounds out the top 5. Rest of the order as you see it: Shane O'Kano, MPH, Cali Vitals, Johnny Benson, Grandpa Bubby, Colio in 11th, Juanma 12th, Keeganator 13th, and Rosta will take 14th place as he was sitting in the room. So you would get 14th place points for this points race. All right, I'm going to let them wrap it up. Rosta, go ahead and jump into the game chat with them. Tell them I'm going to be sending them their invites here. We're going to take a quick recess for about 5 minutes, or about 2 minutes, and then I'll have them in here for the post-race, guys. I'll be right back with you.